The Bride of Frankenstein.
No, just the bride.
What is up, chocolatiers? Welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about the much criticized and let's just go and say controversial at this point, because everything online, doesn't matter what you do, doesn't matter what you say, is controversial. The Bride. I was so excited for this movie going into it. I'm one of those ones I watch director interviews, stuff like that, whatever. I try to get well versed in and kind of what they're trying to bring to the story or whatever, this and that. And big fan of Maggie Gyllenhaal's and big fan of really this cast, Jessie Buckley, Christian Bale, all of them. And so hype started to go down a little bit because people got to see this earlier and they're like, I said, huh? That's what I'm hearing? And I'm going to tell you right now, that's where I'm at. I'm in a, okay. I don't hate this movie. I've been seeing a lot of like super negativity, but at the same time, I can kind of see that. This is one of those few films where I like it. I didn't love it, but at the same time, if you told me this was a 0 out of 10, I could be like, okay. I'm like, I don't agree with that because the acting, I feel like at least gives it some points, but I could see where you came from. Okay. So this film, biggest problem, right? Before I get into the plot, is that it tries to be like 15 different films. And right now I'm going to try to break them down for you real quickly before I get into the plot. Just all my layman's thoughts, I might miss a few. Okay, so it tries to be a Bonnie and Clyde film. It tries to be a monster film. It tries to be a romance kind of film. It also tries to be kind of like a mystery. I'm like, you can really say that. Once you get into the plot, you'll understand what I mean. It also is kind of meta. Because when I tell you this plot, you're going to be like, oh, because there's something they don't reveal in the trailer. That's a pretty big deal to this plot. And it also tries to be kind of like a, pro like Women's Month like type of movie and stuff. But it says some weird things about Mary Shelley. And I don't know. It's like, it's either 5 or 6. We'll leave it. We'll just say 5. It tries to do like 5 really weird, really like strong things. Actually, you know what? We'll go on and say 6 because they try their, like, I don't think it was on purpose. It feels a lot like Joker. The first one. I will say that. The good one. If you like that film. But it tries to do a lot of stuff. So I'm going to kind of break it down for you. So go and sit back, relax, grab you a Coca-Cola. Or you've already swiped out. It doesn't matter at this point. Thank you for the view. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe. It's been a day. I saw Protector. Go watch the review of Protector as well. That movie's awful. Don't go watch that film, though. Go watch the review. So this film stars, like I said, Jessie Buckley as the bride. The film kind of starts off showing you the big, what I want to call insane thing that the trailers left out. So Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein, is played by Jessie Buckley in this film. I had no idea about this. I don't think this was public knowledge. She straight up possesses this woman. She possesses the character that other Jessie Buckley's playing. Stay with me now. The person I saw was like so fucking confused. I was like, just stay with me. Okay, so then Jessie Buckley, you see from the scene in the trailer where she falls down the stairs, she dies, right? That's when Frankenstein comes into play. And yes, he's called Frankenstein. He's called the monster in this. He's called Frankenstein. Frankenstein comes into play in this film. And he's like, hey, he's like, he goes to this doctor. He's like, I want a bride, whatever, blah, blah. So it's like, okay, you're kind of getting to some source material, some stuff like that, some old school stuff, whatever, Bride of Frankenstein. They dig her body up, of course. They bring her back to life. This is when the film decides it wants to take 52 different curveballs at you. Because while the acting is good, while the cinematography is good, while this and that's good, the plot is so all over the place. So Jessie Buckley's character has multiple plot lines. First, she's possessed by Mary Shelley. So she swaps dialects multiple times, which is also a positive for me because Jesus Christ, Jessie Buckley needs that Oscar. Okay? She needs it for Hamnet. And I don't think she needs it for, like, she does really great in this, but I think she just needs it for Hamnet. But she's just such an underrated actress. I feel like more people need to know her name. Hopefully they will after the Oscars. She is just such an insane talent. The fact that she's swapping dialects back and forth and like on a whim, like, oh my God, like you're crazy, whatever. She's so good in this role. She's amazing at this. I had no complaints with any of the performances, no complaints with any of that. Like I said, this is mainly a plot thing for me where I had my problems. So she's possessed by Mary Shelley. She's got this stuff going on. At the same time, her and Frankenstein have this budding romance because he's brought her back to life and he's kind of lying to her. And he's telling her, hey, we used to be married, blah, 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 whatever. She has no memory of this, right? So that opens up the second plot line because she's like, well, I want to know who I am, where I came from, who my parents are, where I live. Like, hell, what's my name? Okay. And at that point, I was like, okay, that's when you kind of get into the Bonnie and Clyde thing, like where, you know, they're going places, they're causing havoc, they're doing stuff, whatever, they're sending the cops after them because, you know, that they've clearly killed people, as you see in the trailer, this and that, whatever. And so I was like, okay, this is the plot. This is done. And the movie says, no. No, we're not done. So early on in the film, they kind of set up some stuff with this mob boss. That goes nowhere. Like, by the time the movie ended, that went nowhere. I was sitting there and I was like, what happened to that guy? I don't know. And before you get into the comments, I don't mean the mob boss. I don't mean that guy that went after. I don't mean, you know what I'm talking about. I don't mean that. I mean the head guy who's sitting there at the thing, and she talked about him in the earlier in the film. What happened to him? I thought we were gonna have some resolution with that. Nope. Also, the Bonnie and Clyde aspect. I was like, okay, I'm liking this. You got some budding romance. You got some troubles going along the way. You got some stuff like that. That stuff was pretty good in the film. But where the film also once again started to lose me was that as you get into her backstory and stuff, and as they're doing this Bonnie and Clyde stuff, it starts turning into Joker because she, not Frankenstein, because once again, this is her film, it's The Bride, she's inspiring like a bunch of women to, you know, like, we don't want to be like sex trafficked, we don't want to be this, that, whatever. And it's like, hell yeah, sisterhood, fuck yeah. And like, they're like causing havoc, they're killing people. At one point, one of the detectives in the film is straight up like, hey, they kill like 2 people, maybe, I think they kill like 3 people or something like that. They're getting blamed for like 17 murders because like other people are just killing them in their name. And like, you know, the bride hasn't done anything else. And it's insane. And at that point, I was like, okay, like, you got something to say. That went nowhere. That didn't go anywhere. Like, it's like we're doing this whole thing where it's like, it's like the bride's followers. Like, that didn't go anywhere. And so my biggest problem with this film is that while all this stuff happens, while you have great acting, while you have great direction, beautiful cinematography and shots from Maggie Gyllenhaal, she knows what she's doing behind that camera. This script needed some tweaks. It really did. Because like I said, it's like reading an almanac. You've got 52 stories in the National Geographic Almanac, but on the cover, you told me about a Siberian tiger. It's not here. It's not here. And I feel like based on the trailer and so that's why I think a lot of people aren't liking this movie. That's why I said I do like what I got. I just can't love it because I didn't get a whole lot of answers to questions. Even like the finale, they kind of set up some stuff, they do some stuff. And while I like the ending, it's one of those films where it's like, okay, well, maybe I needed 5 more minutes, maybe I need 10, 15 more minutes, something like that, right? The performances are excellent, right? I will give you that. Like I said, cinematography, everything else, excellent. I enjoy the first act. I enjoy the setup. I enjoy up till the point we get to the bride and stuff. Even like that, I saw a lot of hate on Jessie Buckley's like makeup and like this and that, whatever. That actually grew on me in the film. I was like, I kind of like how she got the little stain thing. There's a reason for that. That stuff was kind of cool. And I don't know, like, I'm just really a mixed bag. I think I'm going to give this film a 5 out of 10. I know a lot of people will take that as bad, but to me, it's just right in the middle. Like, it literally is just a right in the middle film. It's one of those films where if I watch it again, I'm cool, I'm down, because I want to see his performances. I really like Jessie Buckley, I like Christian Bale. Like I said, I like what's going on here. It's just, I needed a better plot. I needed to stick to something, right? Like, I feel like it would have worked better if it was like, okay, well, we're learning about who she is, blah, blah, this and that, whatever. Maybe this leads into, like, ending up with, like, the mob boss stuff. Okay, cool. Or, like, maybe we're, like, Bonnie and Clyde, this and that, whatever, but, like, once again, maybe it ends up here. Like, it's like, I feel like you need to take, you could have had your 3 or 4 plots, but you need to, like, really focus on, like, maybe 1 or 2. Instead, it focuses on, like, 5 of them, and it closes, like, 1 or 2. Like, I guess you learn. I'm like, yeah, it closed, like, 2 of them. But, like, there's so many big ones where I'm like, okay, well, where's this going? Where's this going? Even like that, one of the characters one of the main characters who you really like, I feel like in the film, it just kind of gets dropped off when there's like 35 minutes left in the film. And it's just odd choices like that where I'm like, okay, I get why this is happening, like plot wise, like I'm not dumb, like I get why it happened, but it was just odd. Like I feel like we need more closure here with like some of these characters and some of this stuff. But I don't know what his box office is gonna do. Apparently, he spent $80 million on this movie. I think they're gonna take an L on that one. I don't know, but it's one of those movies where if you want to go see it, I'm not gonna tell you not to. Go watch this movie. Go support cinemas. Go out there. Go watch it. But if you are on the fence, I will tell you the movie this weekend I would go see Hoppers.
Oh.